Yeah, a lot of people like Krusty's, and that's been there since I was a kid,
I love Krusty's Pizza.
going to high school and stuff. You better be Krusty's?
I remember Krusty. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure remember Lackey's?
Blackie, Sick Al's, say backwards.
I have not tried
Yes, Lackey's Pizza. Well, it's Gell's Kitchen now. But
Gell's, I was just gonna say.
Oh, it's Gel. That's where Gels is now.
yeah,
Gell's is good.
Lackey's Pizza. When I worked at the ice rink for the city, we used to go there all the time. Love it. And I think that's the recipe at Krusty's, right?
Crust. All I know is Krusty's my favorite place, and then I think
I like Little John's, man.
Little John's is good. Little John's is good. I guess it depends what you're looking for, like New York style or, brick oven. New York style, I guess kind of greasy, But in my opinion, Krusty's takes the cake. Best pizza in Warwick,
I
anyway.
think we are gonna rival Murray and talk about
Yeah.
hot dogs and pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you get hot dogs on your pizza, Bill?
I'll throw Little John's in.
You know what's really good is where did I? Maybe it was Timmy's, the hot weenie pizza.
Yeah.
Oh, shut your mouth. That is.
Dave's makes that too. It's
So
pretty good.
Hot wiener pizza. Remember, I worked in a kitchen. We used to do hot wiener pizza, cheeseburger pizza, all kinds of stuff. Anything you want on it, Cheeseburger
hungry.
pizza's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, you took the drive all the way down here, so I
Yeah,
appreciate
let's
it.
do it.
Hopefully you had some dinner. Probably not,
I'm
but
hungry now.
yeah, we should go crash that hot wiener show. We need some hot
We
wieners.
should, man.
But I appreciate you taking the ride down. I know you've been super busy. We got all over the place doing comedy and your CPR, all that stuff. So, Bill made it all the way down from Connecticut today, and we appreciate him coming on. So, we got our guest, Bill Simas, tonight. Thanks for coming on, Bill.
Appreciate it.
I
Thanks, Bill.
appreciate it, man.
How's it going?
Finally put some faces with the voices.
Yeah,
Yep.
right. Yep.
So yeah.
I think it's funny because I've definitely seen you in passing, like at shows, and I saw you at Touch Lounge one time. Very briefly, you were in the back, and I was like, "That's Bill Simas." You know what I mean?
And what's funny? It's even Mike Murray and I, Brad Pierce and I, like we talk almost every day.
Yeah.
And I always want to go to the mics to support or just to hang out. But I'm teaching classes at night. I got 5 kids, well, blended family of 5, 2 of my own.
Yeah.
Between lacrosse and, they're like 12 to 20. You're in the age of,
Yeah.
we don't have evenings. We don't have weekends.
Yeah.
So unless I'm teaching CPR classes or I'm doing funny for funds,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to spend time with the kids and the wife. And it's,
Yeah, that's important.
but every now and then someone will ask me to go out to a mic to see them. And it's never to put any pressure on anybody, and that's where I started many, many years ago.
Yeah,
But when I do make it out, it is fun because I get to see the people that I haven't seen. And as my kids were a little older, Murray's kids are in their mid-20s and later, right?
Yeah.
So once I'm at that point, it's like, hey, now I got evenings off.
Yeah,
Right.
be able to
So
get out.
until then, I gotta balance as everything I can balance.
Of course.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I feel
But-
that.
but yeah, the touch Lounge, is that still?
No,
is
it's
it-
gone
I
now.
thought
It's
it was
Phoenix.
closed.
So it went to Touch to Blue Moon, and then now it's Napolitano's in Smithfield. So it jumped around a little bit, but Touch Lounge is where me and Rob got our start a little over a year ago. And I remember I was doing some comedy, and I saw you come in, and like, oh, that's Bill Simas. And someone's like, oh, he's looking for comics. And I was like, oh, all right.
Someone had asked me to show up.
Yeah.
I forget the gentleman's name, but
Yeah. That's cool, though, that you go out and do that. Check
and
these guys
if any,
out.
if someone asks, that's how I. And a lot of times, Mike Murray or Brad, or because Brad runs the Dale, they kind
Yeah.
of know what
Right.
we're looking for with
Yeah.
Funny for Funds.
Yep.
And
Dale's
but I'm
great.
very approachable. There's,
Yeah, you're a cool guy, Bill. I remember I talked to you on the phone, and we were talking like, I've known you for a long time. You're just, very outgoing. I appreciate that,
Yeah.
Definitely. And I admire what you've been doing out there. All you guys, Brad and Mike Murray, you guys are like, kind of like that group. I hate to say comedies in groups. There's definitely people that work together a lot. Like Brett Davey works with Steph White and stuff, and you guys are kind of like that Funny for Funds kind of group, and it's really cool to see what you guys are out there
we definitely
doing.
have our own little clique. Comedy Connection has their clique. John Parada has his, but there's enough comedy to go around, and
Exactly.
a rising tide lifts all ships.
I agree.
As long as we're making people laugh,
Exactly.
and that's what it's all about. We get to. This is the best medicine on the planet.
Yeah.
To deliver to people. So.
And I think right now we could all use a little bit of laughter. It's like everyone's so stressed out. Everyone's tense. Everyone's busy with work. We're always engrossed in our daily lives. It's good to go to a comedy show. I think me and Rob are trying to spread like positivity in the comedy community. I feel like you do the same thing with Funny for Funds, and you seem like you support other comics. I think that's really cool. So I think we're all on the same page. Like, why single someone out? I think we're all in this together, right? And just lift each other up.
One of the coolest things I'm most proud of just this past weekend, we had a company record for Funny for Funds. We had 8 shows on Saturday night, all going out at the same time in 8 different
Oh, that's
locations.
cool.
Yeah.
And on Friday we had 2. So 10 shows, times 3 comedians a show, we were able to employ 30 comedians.
Yeah.
So
Wow, that's
even though
awesome.
we built Funny for Funds, Mike Murray and I, a long time ago, my wife and I now run it.
Yeah.
It's the coolest thing is to be able to say to the people that I run with in the lane of travel of being a stand-up comedian is we employed, outside of myself, 29 comedians this weekend.
That's amazing.
That's
you
great.
got to find stage time, whether it's the Connection, a showcase, the Dale, Funny for Funds, a Parada show, whatever it is. The only way you're going to hone your skill is to grab the stage time.
Yeah, and just grind it out.
And just continue to write, but support each other, uplift each other. Comedy's easy, and sometimes you get egos in comedy that make it. It's like they're trying to ruin my fantasy job here.
Yeah, right.
I stay out of everything.
That sounds like us.
I have an ex-wife. I come to comedy to get away from bullshit.
Yeah,
so,
right.
I want to go. I want to make people laugh. I want to uplift people.
Yeah.
And keep the nose clean.
Yeah,
so.
I respect that. I think me and Rob have the same mindset.
Yeah.
How did you guys get?
Couldn't say it any better.
How did you guys kind of get introduced? When did you know you wanted to at least put your foot in the arena?
Yeah, I'll let Rob start with that because he was really the one that kind of started it all. To be honest,
kind of, yeah. Because for like 3 years, maybe like once or twice a year, I'd always be like, "Dude, let's do stand-up comedy. We're ball busters. I think we should do it." And me and him, we were in an office environment, like a construction office environment, and it was like kind of
Which is ball busting going on there.
Oh my god!
Yeah, big time.
You basically had to. So I felt like I was quick on my feet, so I was like, I'm gonna try it, and then finally, Matt saw that John Parada was having his comedy class, and we didn't know this was like a thing. I didn't know that comedy classes were a thing at the time.
Yeah.
So he sent me the flyers, like, dude, you've been saying it for years. Let's just go.
Yeah.
It's like, no. And then finally he was like, well, me and Kyle are going to do Kyle Cody.
Okay.
And we were like,
Okay.
all right, let's go. I said, all right. So we dived in head first. And you know what happened was what was going to be like a hobby. Maybe we do it once, twice. It just never stopped.
You get addicted.
It just never ended.
You get addicted,
So,
you know.
yeah.
Kind of
I just
Get
never
that
stopped
first
doing
laugh.
it. Yeah.
Right.
So,
See someone's face light up. It's
which is crazy because like for me, like I have many interests and many things. It's like peaks and valleys, and I'm always in and out of stuff. But this is one thing that's been consistent.
Yeah.
So
yeah, one day you're lock picking for some reason, and then
lock picking.
The next day
I was
you're
in lock
playing
picking
like a
competitions,
fucking
which is funny.
flute.
Is that what you?
I did
Like
that
the
many
Italian
years
job.
ago.
Yeah.
Right? Just sitting there with a stethoscope.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
You
there
just
was.
think I'm cracking locks for no reason.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay.
Well,
you
there
know?
was an old thing like it was called Tool, Tool.
Okay.
And they go around and you could go to conventions for lock picking, and it was kind of interesting, like locksmith stuff.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a
I'm not
blast in
gonna
the
tell
past.
you where my Funny for Funds equipment is.
No,
Self-storage.
I don't remember I do that. I still got my set, but
Brand new fundraising company in Rhode Island. The
Yeah,
Roy
right.
Brothers open it up.
Yeah, right. Rob's got the lock
Right?
picks.
oh
It's
man,
just something
whittling
I
was
never
fun. I
forget.
did whittling for a little while, woodworking. It was fun.
Yeah, just
all
very-
kinds of shit.
A lot of random things. I'm glad that you stuck with the comedy, and like Rob
you.
was saying, like I kind of saw some flyers, and big thing is Kyle Cody really pushed us to do it because I was going out to support Kyle Cody, and that's when I saw you first. Bill was at his graduation set at the Knights of Columbus.
Yep.
Me and a lot of my good friends, we came out, and then I saw your set, and I went out to see Kyle at the Comedy Park a couple times. You know, a lot like all those little shows that he was doing. And then he's like, you should do comedy. And then I was like, Rob, you want to do it? And we're like, we're kind of nervous. We don't think anything of it. And then it came around again. Rob's like, and then Kyle's like, listen, John's doing it again. He called me. You got to do it. You're going to
guys
love
did
it. I
it together.
promise.
We did.
We did it together, and we graduated a little over a year ago. And we've been trying to just, do what we can now. Get shows, spread the
I just saw on
positivity.
Facebook you were at Poppy's the other night.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did Poppy's
she
on
puts together a
Saturday.
fantastic show down
She's
there.
great. Yeah, that was my second time. That crowd was really good. They really they were there to laugh. I feel like that's the difference between some places I've been to. Like if you go to an open mic, it's comedians.
Yeah.
You go to Pump House, the Centerdale's like a little showcase, and people go there to laugh. They know what they're getting. Some shows I feel like
The key thing with the Centerdale or the Dale is the owner is supportive. And anytime you have
Shane.
a room, like John Parada will tell you this, like Lemongrass, right?
Yeah.
Like the owner is supportive.
Yeah.
You're always trying to find rooms, but if the owners kind of just throw it all on you and they're just like, all right, bring people, it has to be a good
That's tough.
combination between owner and
Yep.
putting on a good show. And if the owner is with you and supportive, and the owner, I remember I stopped in to the Dale maybe about a month ago, and the owner was in the front table with some friends of his.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, you don't see that often, that the owner of the establishment is there on a Wednesday night
Yeah, he loves it.
supporting the showcase. So,
Yeah,
but-
I believe his name's Shane. Shane.
yep.
He's a nice
Shane.
guy. I met him like briefly because I've been there a couple times, and he seems like he's all about it. He loves it. So
that's why it's a good showcase.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. It's
I mean,
a good vibe. and
outside
everything.
of
It's good.
Brad and the comedians going out to
Yeah.
support, but it starts with the
Yeah,
owner
it
has
lays
to
a
have
foundation.
that open door, man. Where hey, listen,
Yeah.
what do we got to do to make it good?
Yeah,
So,
I
that's
think
all-
Brad's
little
got a
bit
good
of
thing
skin in
going
the
over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who's taller, you or Brad?
I
sh-
don't know. It's a good question. Maybe us. Brad is pretty tall though.
Yeah.
I've never been the short guy
You
ever,
guys
and
should
now
have
I
your
am.
own like comedy trio or something. Just
Yeah, the
call it
three.
milk.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Just,
AT&T bars.
Yeah.
Call the yeah.
I don't know. I'm 6'3", so like right there, like perfectly 6'3". How tall are you, man?
6'4.5". My younger brother is actually, I think he's taller than the both of us. We got another
so
brother.
you guys
that's
are just
fucking
like the
huge.
Pierces.
Brad has to be like
Yeah,
Everyone in the
6'5".
Pierce family is
Yeah.
tall.
Yeah.
Every time they come over my house, I'm like, what do you?
Yeah, right. What's your
He
mom
leaves,
feeding
and I'm
you?
Like, my neck
Yeah.
is-
Miracle Grow.
Yeah. But
That's awesome. I'm glad you guys are doing it. And
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
lot of fun.
It's been fun.
And then we started doing this, and it's like we didn't really know what we were able to do it for fun, but it's now we're like, we got comedians that reach out to us. We reach out to comedians. Like I said, I reached out to Quentin, very funny guy. We got quite a few people that I have lined up in my head, or people that want to get on. So it's really cool to see. Like, you meet all different types of people, you know?
Right.
You know, I never thought I'd be sitting here with Bill Simas and Mike Murray and John Parada to talk with you guys. It's great. You
Johnny
know?
came up.
Yeah, John
Hold
Parada
on.
came
John
up.
Yeah.
and Murray made it up the stairs.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
yep.
awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, actually,
I thought that'd be
Matt,
a first floor
Yeah,
interview.
you tell him the truth. We actually have a little pad elevator.
Yeah.
Let's just get
Loaded up John
It's
onto
one of
it.
those gremlin chairs where the old lady
Yeah.
was like, just hit the button and they go up the
Yeah.
stairs, right?
Well, John saw the stairs. I think it was him. He was like, "Oh, you go up those things, brother?" I said, "Yeah." I was like, "I do have a garage steps, but going to the garage."
When we have our stage and
stuff.
we're Funny for Funds, he's like, he's the only one that calls me Willie. Hey, Willie.
Yeah.
He's like, can you mind if I just stand in front of the stage? Right?
Yeah.
I was like, John, it's one step, brother. I don't do good with stage.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Love
That's
John.
funny.
He's such a
Yeah,
good guy.
Good people, man.
Yeah.
John gave me my first chance.
Yeah.
So 2000, July, so what, early June
Yep.
2005,
Yeah.
I met John at a bachelor party for my buddy who was getting married. And I always had like a book of material that I
Yeah.
would write. And I was on the fire department for a while, and I would always write a book of material and just kind of, whether I would be bitten the firefighters or just my
Yeah.
buddies. And I went to the bachelor party, and all of a sudden he was there,
Yeah.
and I was eating, the pasta and the wet salad and everything, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he sits down next to me, and he's like, "Little birdie told me you want to be a stand-up comic," and I was like, "Yeah, I don't believe everything you hear, John."
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was just kind of like, "Why does he?" And all of a sudden I looked over, and my buddy Mike, who it was his bachelor party,
Yeah.
said to John, "My buddy wants to be a comic, but he doesn't have the balls to do it." And so he came over to me and introduced himself, and he said, "I left comedy during the boom in the 80s." He talks about this in the book that John wrote.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, he does.
And
Yep.
he slid his card over, and said Comedy Factory, and he's like, "Don't make the same mistake I did. Just try it once." And I said, "Sure." And I just took it. I was like, "Man, just say yes. Get the comedian out of here." Right?
Yeah.
And he left, and I went on my. He goes, "I have a show on August 2nd. If you wanna, do that." And I'm like, "Well, John, I'm getting married in July. The guy here is getting married a week before I am. We're going a joint honeymoon to Hawaii, the four of us.
Yeah.
And I can't focus on this while I'm on my honeymoon." Because listen, when he gives you 3 minutes when you first start, that's forever.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you
Exactly.
haven't done it. It's like 3 minutes.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Just and my wife at the time was like, "Oh, it's 3 minutes." I said, "Let's just sit here for 3 minutes
Yeah.
and see how long, especially when you
Yeah.
have no idea what you're gonna."
Yeah.
So I called him, and she said to me, she's like, "You watch all these movies in here, right?"
Yeah.
I'm a Rocky Balboa nut.
Okay.
Like, I love being the underdog. If someone
Nice.
says you can't do something, that type of stuff. One more round,
Yep.
tattooed on me somewhere.
Yeah.
And it
Yep.
was like, she said, "If you don't take this opportunity, and you fade out of this, don't ever watch another Rocky movie again in front of me."
Oh,
Wow.
And
damn.
I was like, "Oh my God."
You got called out,
So I
huh?
said, "You know what?" I said, I called John before my honeymoon.
Yeah.
I said, "I'll do it August 2nd. We were at the Ramada Inn in Seekonk. It's something else now. It doesn't even exist. It
Yeah.
used to be the Dublin Rose for a while." Would you know, when I was on my honeymoon, all I could think of was the 3 minutes I had to do
Yep.
when I came back.
Yep.
So when I landed from my honeymoon, I had 2 sleeps. Do you ever do that? One more sleep, 2
Yeah.
sleeps, right?
Yeah. That's
I
what
had-
he said as a
Yeah,
kid.
yeah.
It's a
I had
Christmas.
2 sleeps until I had to do 3 minutes.
Yep.
And I remember driving to the Mard Inn. I was sick to my stomach. And the first person I met in comedy outside of John was Eddie Galvin.
Yep.
Eddie Galvin was outside the room, 180 people inside the room.
Wow.
And he came up to me and he's like, "Oh, you're the new kid." I said, "Yeah."
Yeah.
And he was like, "You want some advice?" And like every typical line with the comedian, "Yeah." He's like, "Don't suck."
Yeah.
And I was like, Christ. So
Yeah,
then he
great.
laughed and he goes, "Actually, if you want some good advice," Eddie Galvin said, "Do you have an index card with some bullet points of what you wanted?" I said, "Yeah, I actually have them right here." He's like, "Just put them on the bar stool with your beer next to it. And once you deliver your first joke, if there's a little bit of a laugh or even just a hint of something, go take a sip of your beer. They don't see what you're looking at.
Yep.
And you might not need it, but it's there. It's
Yeah,
like that
it's a good
whoopee,
fail-safe.
right? So whoopee.
Yeah.
Just take a sip and don't rush to laugh. Just kind of look, do your 3 minutes. Well, what happened was, like you just talked about, I delivered a line, and I still remember the first joke, and because everyone knew John Parada in the room, 180 people knew John. So I was like, they introduced me as first time ever on stage.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I said, before I was handed this opportunity, I was asking John, what's it like on stage? Do you remember your first time, John? And he was like, yeah. He said, first, you're not going to think you're going to be able to perform. Then your hands get sweaty. Then you think you can do it. Then you can. Then you get sick to your stomach. And then and I just kind of made all these things, but they were like sexual references.
Yeah.
And I was like, "John, I'm talking about my first time on stage, not the first time you had sex." And it was just a stupid, just kind of icebreaker thing to kind of pick on John about his first time versus comedy. And they laughed more because they knew John.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden it was like, wow, I affected them.
Yeah.
And then it went from that moment into, okay, maybe I should really take a look at this, because what you said was, oh my God, like when they laugh, there's something that goes on chemically, like inside you, where you've
feel
given
it.
somebody something
Yeah.
that we all need.
Yeah.
Right? And it's the best medicine on the planet. And from that moment, him and I were off and running. I was selling a lot of tickets. A lot of my CPR people were coming out to my classes.
Yeah.
We were doing shows 200, 300, 400. We did 500 at the Crown Plaza in the Grand Ballroom.
Yeah.
And we kind of partnered up together. And then I went through a divorce.
Yeah.
And I didn't touch the stage for almost 5-6 years.
Wow.
So I've been around 21 years, but I took about a 5-6 year absence. And when I came back, I did the Comedy Connection, like the open mics for a little while.
Yeah.
And then I kind of got out of that. Was focusing on just fire department and my CPRs. And then I landed Foxwoods. I wanted to go see, I ended up seeing Sherrod Small at Mohegan, not Mohegan Comics, Foxwoods, when Comics was at Foxwoods.
Yep.
And after the show, I was talking with the owner, and the girl I was dating at the time in my divorce had said to the owner, Billy does comedy, and he can bring a lot of people to it. And I was at the bathroom. When I came back, the owner's like, your girlfriend's selling your comedy show to us. And I was like, what did you say? Like, shut up. What did you say? And he was like, well, she thinks you can get 200, 300 people here. And I was like, now, could I? From all my CPR classes over the decades and tens of thousands of people I've taught, I could. Yeah. But getting them to a place in Rhode Island is different than telling a Rhode Islander to drive 45 minutes to Foxwoods.
Oh,
yeah. Absolutely.
No way.
And on a Wednesday or a Thursday. Because they're not giving some putts who only had like 5 to 8 minutes at that point.
Right, yeah.
So what they did was they said, we'll give you a Wednesday night. We pick the comedians. You just do 5 to 8 minutes.
Okay.
And it'll be like back then I was Wild Bill. Now I'm just old and Bill. But it was Wild Bill's comics. And it was almost like a Bill Simas and Friends.
Yeah.
And I think the first show, on the very first show, he's the gentleman on Saturday Night Live. He's one of the news anchors, Michael Che. Okay. Michael Che was on the first show as the headliner. I don't remember the feature that I would host. But I got 280 people there on a Wednesday night.
Wow.
So the owner came up to me, Mike Brouth, another great guy in comedy, and he was like, can you do this again? And I was like, yeah, not next month. Yeah. But let's do like 4 a year. So we would do one a quarter. And then I wasn't doing a lot of Rhode Island stuff because I was focusing on the casino.
Yeah.
And I ended up having one of the longest running, most successful amateur shows there. It was like 200 to 300 people, Wednesdays, Thursday nights for 5 years.
That's awesome.
And then the owner said, hey, listen, I was working with John. I was doing some of my own stuff. I had Wild Bill's Comedy for a Cause.
Yeah.
Mike had Funny for Funds.
Yep.
We both were doing that for about 6 months, and then in a minute I'll tell you how we met.
Yeah.
Yep.
But he said, listen, I think you can feature now.
Yeah.
And so I went from doing 5 to 8 to 12. A couple years later, like 12, 15.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it was like, now I'm doing 20, 25. So I went to featuring my show.
Yeah,
And then about 3 years later, I had my first opportunity. They gave me a Friday night. It was a late show. It was like the national act went first.
Yeah.
And then, but for me, I went from Wednesdays to Thursdays, and then finally, like 4 years later, I had my Friday headlining late show.
That's awesome.
And then the cool thing was I was able to meet a lot of people. I was selling out comics.
Yeah.
And then the MGM was Ralphie May, hung out with Ralphie May, hung out
Wow.
with Bill Burr.
That's so cool.
That is cool. Bill Burr's
a
coming
couple,
too.
Lisa Lampanelli. So I started
Wow.
meeting some of these people, and it was like, man, I'm just selling out the comedy club. These people are like, they're the big boys and
Yeah.
girls, right?
Yeah.
But Ralphie May was one of the coolest, most down-to-earth person I've ever met in comedy.
Yeah.
Ralphie May affected me with one thing he did for the rest of my life, and I was like, that's the type of person I want to be. And that's what I've done when I've built Funny for Funds and all the. And what happened was, he was at the MGM Grand, 1,500 people.
Yeah.
And he was big. He had lost some weight, but he was big at this point.
Yeah. Yep.
Whatever, 350, 400. I was seventh row center with the owners of comics. And I was with them and my date at the time. And they said, listen, after your show, Ralphie's doing a late show. You want to go back and sit with us? So I was like, yeah. He goes, and then we'll probably come back to the club and hang out. I said, all right.
Wow.
So I'm sitting with the owners, and Ralphie May is off to the side. And the light guy just has the light right at the mic. And they introduce him. And it took him
Yeah.
like 6 minutes
Wow. Oh my
waddling
God.
to that mic. And he got to the mic, and he had 1,500 people there. And as soon as he got center in that light, that circle, he went, light guy, you can go home now. And the whole place laughed. And then this is what he said that affected me. I said, this is how I always want people to resonate with Funny for Funds and all these things. He said, hey, listen, before I start tonight,
Yeah.
there's 1,500 people here. It's roughly $40 a ticket for every one of these seats. He said, most of us make about $20 an hour. Not most of us, most of you make about $20 an hour grinding Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. That's 2 hours of your work that you dedicated to me here tonight.
Yeah.
In return, is it okay if I give you 2 hours back? And right at that moment, I was like, he gets it.
Yep.
Ralphie May gets it. Just to understand that without us in the audience, there's no them. Without him
right.
being talented, we don't have anybody to help make us laugh. So
Yeah.
there's a push-pull.
Yeah. Trade
That
off.
if everyone is in alignment. So when we do Funny for Fun shows, I always said it's not about the comics, it's about the cause.
Yep.
The comics are just blessed to have an opportunity to perform on stage.
Yep.
But at the end of the night, we have to protect Funny for Fun's brand, but we have to protect the cancer person that would benefit their brand.
Yeah, exactly.
The PTO, the PTA, the sports team. You can't be on stage dropping N words and C words and R words and 15 mother effers and how many more dick jokes are you gonna tell? Like you don't need 40 of them.
Yeah.
So I wanted our comedians to go for laughs, not groans. Now we definitely do adult.
Oh,
but
yeah,
it's not
yeah, and you
vulgar.
guys do a
There's
little bit of
difference.
everything.
We don't even do any religion and politics. Actually, the only religion we really do on stage is Ace Aceto because he's been known as the Catholic boy. He has his material. And it's not done in a controversial way. He's just joking about his upbringing.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. You're
But-
not punching down on
Correct.
anybody.
So politics, forget it. People can't handle themselves anymore.
Oh my God, yeah.
So we stay away from all that. And even before the world got sensitive to all that stuff, we weren't doing it anyway. So we never got affected by our stable of comedians.
Nice.
Because Mike Murray and I were very adamant that, listen, we do clean, we do PG-13, and we do adult.
Yeah.
But the adult is never over the top. You can be adult and swear some and talk about that, but not be grotesque, not be
Sure.
ridiculous.
Degrading and everything
Correct.
like that.
So
yeah.
there's a difference. So, and again, that stuff don't bother me. I love Cat Williams.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He says everywhere on the,
Old
but
school Callum's funny.
it's a fundraiser.
Exactly.
We're not a comedy club. It's not the time and place, right?
Yep.
So,
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Like,
that.
but when Ralphie May said that, I was affected by that, and I said, "Wow." He actually said,
Yeah.
"You work 2 hours. Now let me work 2 hours for you." And I had never really seen a comedian say something like that on stage, where it made me sit up in my seat like, "Thank you."
yeah,
Like, we
right.
did work.
Yeah.
Even though I got a free ticket that night.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. Right?
Yeah,
But
that makes
the
sense.
concept of, and which is why when the night was over, he said, "I'm going to go in the back of the MGM. Give me a while to get there. But I will make sure if you want to say hi or sign or take a picture, until everyone's gone, I will not leave the back of the room. And he went out of the theater, and I just watched, because we went in the back of the table. I was able to talk with him, with the owners of comics.
Yeah.
But just to watch him sit there until the wee hours of the morning, until the last person left, he never left. And he's a big dude. I'm sure he was tired. Right?
Yeah.
He was
Oh my
sweating.
God.
So, but
That's a class act right there.
yeah. And
You
then
know?
it just comics kind of grew. Then they went to Mohegan.
Yep. Yep.
And their place at Mohegan is just jaw-dropping. It's so beautiful. They got you can ride the bull.
Yeah.
You've got the country music. Their menu's great. The bar is great. And then they have the. Have you been to the Mohegan?
No, I've been
walked
to
by it.
Mohegan for a concert, but I've never been to. I've never been for the Comics Roadhouse.
It's got to be. I mean, Comedy Connection is great. The comics in Mohegan is a fantastic.
Yeah.
It's just. It's class
I gotta-
personified, man. They do a good job. They do a really good job over there. But Funny for Funds took off, and we kind of. I just stopped doing my own show there because I didn't have time on the weekends. Last year we did 240 shows for Funny for Fun.
That's a
So
lot.
it's between all the branches. So
Yeah.
and so I kind of faded out of. I didn't really take the traditional route. I did my open mics 20 years ago with John.
Yep.
I did a ton of them. And then when I came back after that 5 or 6 year hiatus, I had Wild Bill's Comedy for a Cause, and I started landing or building through a blessing the Foxwoods Comics.
Yeah.
So I didn't do a lot. And then when Funny for Fun started to really grow, when Wild Bill and Mike Murray got together, and we got rid of Wild Bills and just stayed Funny for Fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
We were getting a ton of stage time because we were booking our own shows.
Yeah.
So I would teach at night. I would perform on the weekends. So I couldn't do the open mics and that type of stuff because I was teaching.
Yeah.
And so my face has never been that prevalent in that scene.
Yeah.
Not because I don't want to be there. I got a full-time company. I'm teaching 200-something classes a year.
Yeah.
So
You got a busier schedule.
And now when kids get a little older, because I love hanging out with John. You know, at the open mic, Steve DiNuccio, having conversations with him, and
The
Brett
Parada
Davey
crew.
when he's there, and
Yeah.
I was at Poppy's a couple times last year,
Yep.
just to run into some of the comedians, Steph White and the comedians
Yes.
up there.
Yep.
I love that some of us cannot really see each other that much, but then when we do, it's like, hey, what do you
Yeah,
think?
it's like the community, it's the camaraderie, it's the
100%.
friendship.
100%, yeah.
You know, I definitely think
like
there's
that.
some comics that like I go and see them, like I get excited to see. I mean, those are my guys, those are my friends. You know, some comedians I see in passing, and there's other comedians that I have a good connection with. You know, when we go into Touch Lounge and we go to like all these John mics, like we got our buddies like Tony Max, Eddie Marin, Kyle Cody, who else, Rob? Jimmy Roy, like all these guys that we started out with, and like I might not see them all the time.
And that's
but
kind of your crew.
yeah,
Yeah,
right,
100%.
exactly. And now when
Yeah.
I see them, I'm like, hey, how's it going? And like it's I'm seeing an old friend. We catch up, we tell a couple jokes, and then I might not see him again for a couple
I
weeks.
equate it to the fire department. When people are coming on to a fire department, they have a class.
Yeah.
And it's who you came on, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
Exactly.
20 years later, oh, he was in the academy with me,
Yeah.
right? So you guys, the from open mics to showcases to growing and honing, and next you know you're hosting shows, and
Yeah.
who becomes a feature, who becomes a headliner, who stays a host, and
Yeah.
and here's the thing about hosting, and I hear this when I go to showcases or open mics a lot of times,
Yeah.
and I believe there's a big misconception in comedy. People put a negative, or I hear people sometimes say, well, he's been a host forever, he's only a host, and I'm like, do you realize how important the host is?
Oh, yeah.
It's the most important part, because the headliner is going to do what the headliner is going to do. The feature is seasoned enough to do what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Who starts the night off? Who gets the energy right? When I was a host
Yep.
for like 3 years, maybe even 4, before comics allowed me and said, you know what, I think you're ready to feature.
Yeah.
I didn't make myself. Comics, the owner was like, hey, listen, I think you're getting close. And so then it became in my mind, I'm like, okay, holy crap, I could maybe feature on a show.
Yeah.
But hosting, man, I took serious because it was up
Yeah.
to me to set the tone.
Yeah, and you're
then
keeping
the rest of
something
the show
going.
should follow. 100%. I think it's I took that so serious. It started out 8 to 10 minutes, then it was 10 to 12, then it was like 12 to 15. It's such an important part of the show. And I don't like it when people like, it looks like I'm just going to be a host. That is so important. That is so important. And it's needed. And I just don't want people to, I just wish that negative connotation can come off of that sometimes because I
Yeah.
hear it and I'm like, no, that's a good thing.
The
We
host
need
is
hosts.
important.
We need
Yeah.
hosts. We need features. We need headliners.
Yep.
And then that puzzle all comes together
Yep.
and creates a great show where people leave and go, I would come back.
Yep.
Right?
Absolutely.
So yeah, I think it's awesome. So
Yeah,
but you
that's
start it
amazing.
Start with your showcases, start with
Yeah.
open mics, and then work towards being a host. And the beautiful thing is you mentioned Quentin.
Yeah. Yep.
Jacob, we had a couple of new people that were referred to me by a couple of the guys in the industry, and I just gave them like 8 to 10 minutes to host on. Funny for Funds is usually 15 to host, but it doesn't matter because the shows they were on, I gave them 8 to 10, so they didn't really have to perform outside their comfortable
Yeah,
pocket.
that's a good amount of time.
Yeah, just to get your foot in there, and then the headliner just made up the other 5
Yeah.
minutes or something.
Huh.
You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, that's great. You give those guys an opportunity. Like I said, I know I've seen Jacob's son a couple of times. A nice guy, Quentin. I saw him graduate the Comedy Connection, and then I just see him like taking off, and I'm like, oh my god, this kid's crushing it. But and these guys, you can tell these guys are working hard, and I think you
we've been
work
using
hard.
Lucas.
Yep, Lucas is on a whole nother. That kid is just
Oh, tear it down.
yeah.
Days gone without mentioning Lucas
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
podcast.
we
Back to
always
zero.
bring up Lucas because he's a hot topic right now. You know, you can't not bring him up sometimes.
Yeah,
And we
Lucas,
love Lucas. and
Lucas
he's-
gives us a
Working every
shot.
day.
Yep.
I'm gonna tell you the backbone of Lucas is his dad Lenny.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
shout
When I
out to
tell
Lenny.
you,
Lenny's amazing.
My dad is my hero. And,
Yeah.
I got 2 amazing parents. But sometimes when you have testosterone, or you look at your dad, right? Like,
Yeah.
My dad used to hold up one thing of sheetrock with drywall screws.
Yeah.
And now, my dad will be 82 next month, and it's tough watching your hero get weak. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So when I see Lenny and Lucas at a show, it reminds me of when I was younger, how I looked at my dad.
Yeah.
You know
Oh,
what I
yeah.
mean?
Definitely.
And with 2 supportive parents, but like I said, just the male side, right? My
Yeah,
dad.
of course.
And I see Lenny and I see Lucas, and it's like Lenny is at the shows with them.
Oh, my
He
God,
drives
yeah.
with them. He
Yep.
supports them.
He's basically his manager, and I talked to Lenny. We talked to Lenny outside of comedy,
Yeah.
like on Facebook
Lenny's
and
a
stuff.
great guy.
Lenny got us on the Myrtle. Do they run the Unnecessary Comedy Show?
Yeah, it's
Is that their production?
So Lenny and Lucas are Lucas came up with the idea, and Lenny and Lucas run it together.
All right, so they run it. So
And
yeah,
like
they gave
a
us a
package
shot.
deal. They're great people, man.
Yeah, so they gave us a shot there, and he gave me a spot in August, like a 10-minute spot.
It's funny. It's like wow.
So,
now
a
Lucas
guest
is giving
spot,
giving me a spot. It's like it's
Yeah.
crazy. I
Felt
told we were
good.
looking for
Felt
Lucas
good.
one day, and we
I was
are.
like, oh, thanks, Lenny. It's like
Yeah.
they always keep us in mind. So yeah, they're definitely good people, man.
Well, I saw Lenny at the Pump House, and Lenny and Lucas had, and Lenny walked away from him. I'm like, Lucas said, "Do your dad go to every show still?" He's like, "Yep, every show." I'm like, I told him, I said, I said, Lucas, your dad is a good guy. I said, every time he talks to, I go to talk to Lenny about something, it's always Lucas, and you see the charm in his eye, and I'm like, I don't get, he's a good dad. I'm like, you're very lucky, and I think that's great. You don't see that everywhere, and shout out to them for sure. They definitely watch the podcast, so shout out to you guys. But I love it, love the energy that they have too. So, they definitely helped us out, and we support each other. Because we started, I think we started doing open mics around the same time Lucas did. We were
did.
seeing him
We
at
saw
Touch Lounge.
over a year ago now, and he helps us do the shorts of the podcast. He gets us shows. He did all the banner artwork for us. So Lucas is we're
killing it.
big
Yeah.
Lucas fans.
Yeah,
The Estrella family. So.
Well, it's crazy because people go out to see him too. Like he's got groupies, like these girls that love to see him. You know what I mean? At the center, every Wednesday, they're always they got their plushy shirts on and all this stuff. You know what I mean? They're all wearing hats like during his birthday celebration or whatever it was.
I heard the Dale was packed.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that was a good time.
That was fun. And I also heard Brad made a joke about Brett Davey because Brett's like, oh, this is like the best time of my life. He's like, mind you, this is like after the show. This is like a whole nother set. And Brad is like, this guy is saying it was the best night of his life. Mind you, it was a teenager's birthday party. And I thought it was the funniest thing because, Brett just means no harm by it. It's just
Brett.
so
I
funny.
think he just turned 60, that creepy bastard.
Yeah.
You
He looks
listening,
good for
Brett
60
Davey?
though.
Yeah. Creeper.
Yeah,
Right?
shout
That
out
guy
to-
from Craigslist just staring through the window. Yeah. Right? For a little Molly's birthday party.
Yeah. Shout out to the freaking Brett.
And speaking
man.
of Brett,
love that
I
guy.
met him
Yeah.
at Poppy's.
Yeah.
Aaron Leidecker, Brett, Steph White.
Yep.
And then they do some writing and they hang out with Barry Wilson. Have you met Barry Wilson?
Yeah, we had him on the podcast, and he did my coat drive.
Oh, okay.
Barry's a great guy.
Barry is, man, that whole, Aaron, Brett, Steph White, Barry. I kind of met them all at Poppy's, which
Yeah.
is why I said I rearranged my CPR class tonight to get to Poppy's because
Yeah.
I like Poppy. I want to work with Poppy.
Poppy's great, yeah.
And then the benefit is you get to, again, be out there, meet different people.
Yeah, yeah.
And it benefits Poppy. It benefits Funny for Funds. You know, John Parada. It's like, because we can all be like, hey, do you know this guy? Hey, do you know this girl? And then people network.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's
get extra
networking
stage
and-
time. So that's where I met Brett. And then Brett and I have become really good friends.
Yeah.
Brett's very business-minded as well, works in marketing. So,
Yeah.
you know, he's helped, you know, with some questions that I've had with my company.
Yeah.
So, yeah, listen, it's a great community.
Oh,
It is.
It's a
is
great
great.
community. So.
I love that group of like Steph and Brent. I've been working with them a little bit more lately. I did Poppy's show with them. I did the coat drive with them. I did a mic with them one night. Like I think they were on the Centerdale or something like that. One night I just happened to be there. Like just being involved in that community, you can tell they care, you know, and they're not just they don't talk bad about anybody. They don't just walk out after your set. They stay there, they hang out. That's how it should be, you know. And I really respect that. And I really admire Brett because he was the first comedian that came up to me. I did Jerry Longo's. That was the first show I did that John booked for me at the freaking casino.
Is that the Twin River?
Yeah. Oh my God, I was shaking like a leaf. And my uncle Ray, all my family is out there. And then Brett, as soon as I got off, Brett's like, "Hey man, that was a great set." He's like, "How long you been doing comedy?" I was like, "I just started." And that really I was so nervous for him to be like the first comic to kind of just pull me aside. So I kind of got a soft spot for Brett because he really helped me out. You know what I mean? He's one of that comics I'll
And that's
remember.
cool too because sometimes comedians won't take that step.
Yeah, you
know what I
feel
mean?
like you
And
should, you know?
but that's good. No, Brett's a good guy.
Yeah.
Brett's a good guy.
Yeah, Rob, you like hosting, right? I was gonna say that earlier. Rob loves
enjoy
hosting. He takes it so serious, which I appreciate. He loves it. Like he hosts the
I host the open mics.
Jake and
I like
Johnny's
that.
Pub Up
But
Park.
we actually hosted I don't think I've actually hosted a legit show though. Just once with you, really.
Yeah,
I think.
we did the show for Lucas and Lenny. We did
Yeah.
a
I
co-host.
wouldn't mind hosting a show. That'd be fun.
Yeah, you did. I think Rob takes hosting seriously, which is great.
I
'Cause he said it's
don't
important.
know. People have their own styles. Definitely, I like warming up the crowd. I like opening. It's
Yeah.
fun. As weird as that sounds.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just like it. But maybe it's a confidence thing.
The hosting and featuring when I was at the casinos or even when I had done a handful of clubs was always awesome. When you headline the casinos or the clubs, the biggest thing that aggravated me was midway through your set they pass out the bills.
Oh my God!
When I tell you,
I've
it's like
seen
you
that.
have them, and then they're like, "What'd you get? 2 cars? 2 cars? Who had the mozzarella?" And like they're just they're trying
God,
to figure
yes.
out.
Oh, no.
I've seen a lot of I worked with Tom Cotter a couple
Yeah.
of weekends where I would open for
sick.
Tom at Valentine's Day weekend at the Fox Mohegan Comics. I think we did it 3 years in a row, and the first year I was like, I'm gonna watch how he handles when they pass out the bills. And then the second year I watched
Good
it
idea.
again. And then anytime I was with, Corey Rodriguez would headline some shows, or Chris Tabb, or Orlando Baxter. I would watch how they would handle the, and, so always watch, always.
That's a good idea.
Because it is tough sometimes where you got them, you can feel it, and then it just,
Yep.
boom, it's gone. And then the waiters and waitresses, they come up and they don't have like soft voices.
Oh yeah,
And
I
I'm
know.
like, do you
I
know where
see
you
that-
are?
I see that sometimes.
Do you know where you are?
Yeah.
Right?
They
My
should
favorite is
definitely
when it
work
gets
in.
quiet and like the bartender's shaking up a
Shaking
cocktail.
up a drink, or the
Oh my God, it's so funny.
whatever the drink. I'm not a big alcohol guy, but
Yeah,
the
me
drink
neither.
that they hit, they got to blend everything.
Yeah, like a margarita or
Oh,
something. Just
my
making
God.
marks in the
I'm
back,
like,
honey. Don't worry about it.
like-
The fucking guy trying to do this set.
have the show, but just do all the drinks except that one.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So,
I've been at a show where shaking the
same
ice. I'm
thing,
like,
right?
oh my God. I was at a show too where a phone went off, and that helped me. I was like, holy crap. I noticed it, but I just went right through it, and I just, that never happened to me before. I got heckled once, and it makes me. I'm like, I wonder what. Like, I've never been handled by a heckler before. I did once, but like, I kind of talked to him for a second, but I didn't really know how to. You gotta really. I don't know, you fucking yell at him? I don't know. I mean, you kind of got to, like, work on him. You know what I mean? So
I was at a show at Crown Plaza.
yeah.
There might have been about 200. I was with John.
Yeah.
I think it was John Parada. It was in the atrium room. And front table, I was closing out the show. I had maybe 10 or 15 minutes left. And all of a sudden I heard Bob, boom, and a woman collapsed, smashed her head
Oh
on
my
the
God.
table and fell back unconscious. And some of the people knew, that I'm a CPR instructor. So
Yeah.
right in the middle, they're like, Bill, CPR.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was like jumped off the stage. Now my dad was
Holy
at that
smokes.
show. My dad was chief of the Warwick Rescues for many years. He was on Warwick for 33 years maybe. And so he had already tended to her
Yeah.
as I tried to run off the stage. And then it was a diabetic issue.
Okay.
So she was conscious and alert by the time they drove her out. They wheeled her out. And you could feel like the crowd was like, well, are we
Yeah.
done? Or are we?
Yeah.
And the guy who put the show together was like, hey, you got like 10 minutes left. And I'm like, you want me to go up and do?
Yeah.
Like, I'm at the end of my set. I'm
Yeah.
like, what the hell do you say when you go up? Like, you could feel the whole room was. Every
mood
comedian
is
has
off.
a story like that. But
Yeah.
So I went up and I was like, well, they want me to finish. She's okay. And
Good.
of course, you want to have that. I didn't say it, but in your head, like the canned line where you're like, hey, I'm killing him tonight.
Yeah.
Like, no,
Right,
can't say that.
That's
No,
like
it
a
really
really
gonna be
low
funny.
Can't
hanging
say
fruit
that.
type of
She's
thing.
all right, people. She's all right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
man, it's such a good industry. As long as you hang with the right people and you're in it for the right reason, steer clear of ridiculousness. And,
Yeah.
focus on what we're supposed to do, make people laugh.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yeah. Rob, you gonna say something? I was
I'm gonna take it offline with Bill about the fire department, but no, I was just gonna say, yeah, I agree. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah, good.
Like you said, you're going through all the bullshit all day long. It's like you do this to kind of, it's like escapism, kind of.
Yeah.
You don't want to deal with that shit. Like you said, I have an ex-wife, right? So I like that. that's
You
funny.
don't scare me. I've been to family court.
Yeah, right. I'm not afraid of this.
There's been
600%
nights,
crowd.
talk about the power of comedy and the power of laughter. There have been nights where, my wife Bethany home, I'll leave and I'll be like, I got a little bit of a headache or my back hurts or I just feel off, babe.
Yeah.
And then we get to the show and with Funny for Funds, we got to set up the staging, the this. It's a whole production.
Yeah.
Then I get on stage and the other comedians are doing great. I go out and do my thing. And all of a sudden, when we take a little break before we do auctions and raffles,
Yep.
I feel like $1 million because people have been laughing. I've been laughing.
Yeah.
It's
amazing.
It's just when the good energy's flowing, the good chemicals are flowing. It's like, oh yeah, remember that headache I had?
Yeah,
Remember
right.
that? But,
Yeah.
it's just uplifting. It's
Yeah.
really,
Yep.
really awesome. So I'm
Yeah.
glad you guys are sticking with it. And
Yeah, we're just going with the flow at the end of the day, and I think Rob might have touched on it a little bit, but it's like we'd started and we didn't think we're like, oh, well, let's do it as a hobby. But you start to I'm going to do one mic a week. And I'm like, all right, now I'm doing two, now I'm doing three. And now I'm like, all right, one show a month is fine for me because I'm still new. I'm kind of nervous. And I did 2 shows this week. I did like Thursday and then Saturday. I'm like, all right, I need another one. When can I get the next one? All I want to do is sit down and work on my material, edit clips. I want to go to comedy shows. I want to do comedy. Like, I just love the community because, when I was younger, I didn't really fit in any crowd. And I used to get bullied a lot. You know what I mean? So, now that I'm in comedy, I kind of get a good reception. So, in a way, I kind of gravitate towards that. So, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. But it just feels good because I never had that type of community.
I don't know if I would bully you after hanging out in this room.
Yeah.
We got Zombie, we got Hellraiser,
Yeah.
we got the Pagan Altar, we got The Exorcist,
Yeah.
we got Jason, Freddy.
This guy's got something.
Yeah, I was like, the Roy brothers. Oh, they're my best friends. I love
Yeah.
those guys. I
Yeah.
love
Nothing
those
It's not
bad
that.
about
It's not that
them.
bloody machete on the wall. That's
guys.
it's
Machete and the telescopes. You can find me from fucking 3 cities away, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, we got him. He
biggest
just wiped
son.
his ass. He's home.
That's funny.
So that's yes.
It's quite the combination. It is. Like I said, I people come in here. I always get people usually are like, "Oh my god, look at all this." People like to look at us. People are like, "What the hell is this?" You know what I mean? I forget who it was. Maybe Mike Murray was like, "Oh, see, he said something about a lot of weird shit." Someone said that. And I thought it was the funniest thing.
So is Halloween your favorite holiday? Because you get to dress up as the freaks? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's more like
He does that on a Friday night.
Yeah.
with
That's
his
called
wife.
Tuesday.
It's fine.
yeah, it's a
Right.
Tuesday night for me. No, I don't know. It's just I kind of like just cheesy, shitty horror movies. Like I'm not.
Now, are
Like,
you into the horror movies?
No.
No.
I actually don't watch horror movies at all. I'm a comedy movie guy. I
Your
feel
brother's
good.
just the delicate one.
yeah,
I am.
he's the soft one.
Like I'm the kind of guy. If I watch that shit, I gotta watch like an episode of Family Guy to balance it out.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
so I feel better.
Why are you shutting the lights off? It's not bedtime.
yeah, right. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Like I'll
know,
watch.
Hellraiser. Hellraiser.
I
He
love
sits
that
here
one.
in his fucking leather face mask and watches the movies, eating popcorn.
Just
No,
alone
dude.
in
You
know,
know, go in the
underwear.
movies, watch
Yeah.
Star Wars. Yeah, just
Lathered
alone.
up in peanut butter. I'm
Cats
just like,
walking around him.
Yeah.
just lathered up in peanut butter. Like, what do you do? It's just a Tuesday night, honey.
Jesus.
That's awesome.
No, I watch the horror movies and like scare myself. Rob does jujitsu and wrestles with sweaty men. So
You should wrestle
You know.
with Brad.
Brad
He does,
Pierce?
like MMA type stuff.
Oh, he
Yeah.
does? That's
Hey, you
funny.
guys can get on the mat together, all 7 foot.
That'd be fun.
All 7 feet, 14 feet, 14
make
feet together.
Yeah, you guys get not that ring. This is your ring over here.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's funny.
Yep, get in the parking lot.
Twisting of vines.
Yep, that's funny. If you win, you get a spot on the Centerdale.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
that'd be a fair trade. That's funny.
I'll just ask nicely.
Yeah,
I don't have to do
Centerdale's
that.
great. Yeah, Centerdale's awesome. Me and Rob have been there. I've
Yeah,
performed there. It's
Probably-
really
I'm gonna
cool.
be there next week. I'm gonna go
Hang
watch whatever's going on.
I'm gonna go there this week. I think.
Have
I'm
a-
gonna skip the mic and go there. It's good. You gotta balance your time. I think between supporting shows and doing your own material and all that stuff. You
Which
know.
mics are you guys heading to?
So I like Pub and Park sometimes after we do the cast, but I don't do that often. I like
I like Jake and Johnny's.
you know what,
and Wait
man?
and See.
Jake and Giants is good. I like the Kinsman, man. Have you heard of the Kinsman? The Kinsman Tavern in Bristol has one on Friday nights at 9:30.
Yeah.
It's a little bit later for someone like me who has to put the kids to bed and shit. And every time I go, I always have good success.
Yeah.
There's always a crowd there.
Kingsman, yeah.
I get laughs. It's fun. Other than that, Napolitano's on Wednesday if I'm not at the Dale.
Yeah. Go on support there.
I miss the Blue Moon. Sorry, Steve. Sorry, John. But
He's been talking about that.
I
for
want
a
that
long
Blue
time.
Moon back so fucking bad.
Well, we had a lot of fun.
Nothing
there.
against Jake and Johnny's place. I like Jake and Johnny's, but it's just
Palermo's.
it's just where Palermo's. Sorry. No, it's
Well, Palermo's is on
no
Thursday
Napolitano's. I'm sorry. Nothing against Napolitano's. I like Napolitano's, but I guess that's where my heart lies because that's where every Wednesday night without fail. There's a picture up right there, of Matt with the boys,
Basket
Tony,
of
Max,
fries.
Mike Harrington coming out of the thing, and like we would go there every single Wednesday without fail. And if I didn't go up, I was talking to someone all night long. It was just so much fun.
Yep,
So I got to make
hanging
those
out.
memories somewhere else.
Yeah. No, definitely. I like
Napolitano's.
those. I think Napolitano's is good. Like I said, I like to
It is
go there
good.
because it's John's mic. I want to support
just miss Blue
John
Moon.
and all those guys. You know. But yeah, Kinsman is good, and then Wait and See in Fall River is really good too. I bring that up a lot on the podcast. Wait and See Comedy handles that one. So, and then every now and then I'll ask Brad if I can get on the Centerdale, which is another one. That room is always good. And
Yeah,
now
I'm
that
gonna-
they
I'm
put
gonna
it
ask him.
behind the thing where it says Live at the Dale, it's like that.
It
room
looks
is
like that's where it needed to be the whole time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
It used to be in the corner towards the
Yeah.
That's such a
Yeah.
it looks so good.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, that neon sign is perfect. Have you guys been? I've never been, but Brad and Murray just say they do a good job there. Have you been to the George, downtown Providence?
The one?
No,
The George?
I've walked by it sometimes. It's like downtown, like
Is it Jeremy
downtown.
Pearson? I think he runs it.
Oh,
I
the
hope I'm
George.
saying his name right.
Oh no, I'm thinking of Gilligan's, but the George. Yes, I know you're talking about. I walk by it sometimes. I go to City Hall
I
for
think it's
work
right
a
next to
lot.
like Viva La Mexico. It's right there. But there's a great comedy that they're doing there. I don't know if it's
Really?
Friday and Saturday nights or just
Have to check
Fridays.
that
but
out.
Yeah, check out the George.
I have to check that out for sure.
Yeah, I think it's Jeremy Pearson.
Yeah.
Brad
the calendar.
knows him as well. But
Yeah.
these are places that I want to get to, but I'm doing Funny for Funds, and then
Yeah. Busy.
yeah.
Oh, I
it's just-
saw. What is it? I saw your video over the weekend. You guys raised X amount of money and had so many shows, right?
Yeah, so we're just getting into the whole social media world. I'm 51, man. I built Funny for Funds by handshakes, networking, coffees and handshakes, and legal pads, and
I was trying to spy on you today. I was looking at Bill Simon's comedy, and I think like
riveting, isn't it?
one of your uploads was back in like 2009. I was like, shit.
I didn't even do it. I probably hit the wrong button. Yeah.
You do have new ones
What
from
happened,
last year,
right?
but I was like, where is he? Where is he?
So we just started doing some. My son, my videographer, my wife, and a lot of other comedians that started with me, from Tom Stewart and Aceto
Tom's
and
great,
Scott
yep.
Higgins. They were always like, we should do social media.
should.
Murray, but I didn't know how. I don't.
Yeah.
And then every time we do a Funny for Fun show, that is my advertisement.
Yeah.
That is my commercial.
Yeah.
So I put all of my energy into that, and I pass out cards, and I shake hands and kiss babies, and that's how I built it. That's how I built
good.
it, because there was no social media when I was in my 20s.
Yeah,
and
old
30s.
school in a way.
I don't know. I'm afraid of it. Like I look at, let's pull it off again, Lucas.
Yeah.
I see like he'll post stuff because he's doing stuff for Emerson. He's
Yeah.
going to college
Yes,
for
he is.
and he did some video and he's doing, and then I see what other people do on Facebook and social media and TikTok. And I'm like, I don't know how to do this stuff. So finally, 2 weeks ago, we have 11 branches: Rhode Island, Mass, Connecticut, New York, multiple branches, Dallas, Nashville. 2,800 shows, 13.5 million, 240 shows a year. The only way to kind of get it out there a little more is to kind of give into the beast.
Yeah, if you guys haven't
see.
figured it out by now, he runs Funny for Fun. And he owns it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could've
Should
been
have probably
told by the
lived with
shirt.
that. You couldn't tell, but
So my wife said, listen, we got to do it. So 2 weeks ago,
Yep.
we've been working on it, and we've had a couple of posts, and one of them is called a Monday morning wrap up.
Yep,
And
I
think
saw
that's
that.
what you saw, is where we had, or maybe
Okay.
it was you who said it. It was, we had 15 shows. I'm sorry, no, 10 shows and 115,000.
Wow.
So we had 2 shows on Friday, and we had our company can do 8 shows on any night in 8 different locations all over New England. That was basically pretty much our company max. And we had 8 on Saturday night, 24 comedians.
Awesome.
So I kept looking at my phone at my show, and as long as there's no texting going on from my show runners, people who've been trained by Mike and I to run just like it's a brand, it has to be run the right way. If your phone is silent, that means nothing. It's fine. All the shows are going good.
Yep, good.
Versus
Very
one of
nice.
the people going, the sound went out, or the
Right.
Oh my
spotlight
God.
isn't right. It was not a peep. And that
That's
night I got
beautiful.
home. Everyone is texting me and my wife Bethany all the big check pictures, and it's like 27,000,
Awesome.
24,000, 15,000, 9,000,
so cool.
6,000, 2,200, 29,000. It was out of control. So it was 115,000 over
Wow.
10 shows, and then the week before we had 8 shows and we did 110,000. I think the week before.
Holy
So
That's
we're at
crazy.
13.5 right now. I think we have about 70 shows on the books between now and June 1st.
Wow.
So it's
Holy shit.
yeah. It's,
Not of all time, just this.
Yeah,
it's just like in
that
a few
is-
months.
but that came from me and Mike Murray starting word of mouth.
Yeah.
And
That is so
Wow.
cool.
I
You
went
guys
to
grew
business.
something.
I am a relentless network marketer. I don't mean like MLM company. I mean like I go out and I market.
Yeah.
I network.
Yeah, you put yourself out
Exactly.
there and spread the
whether
word.
it's business networking groups or chamber of commerce meetings, and I just go out and I meet as many, because you can do all this for me from an old dude, oldish. I'd rather shake hands with someone, spend an hour with them one week learning about what they do, and then we meet up again a week or 2 later and they learn about what I do, and we build a friendship. And if you can build a friendship and trust, now if I do that with 100 people and I am walking around, I know who I can refer to them. I have 100 people working for me now, having their ear to the ground for who needs a fundraiser. I know who to call.
Yep.
So took hours and months and years to build that. Social media can do it faster. I just don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
So that's why we're just getting into it,
So-
because, and I hope it's looking good, but I
looks
learned
good.
it. Like anything,
Yeah.
right? You just
Yeah.
started comedy, you got to
Yep.
learn it.
Yep.
I got to learn social media.
So you said 2 weeks ago you started this up. Where can we find this Monday morning wrap up? Is it a segment you're gonna do literally every Monday, or is
every
it just,
Monday.
What's it called?
Yep.
What is it called?
So every Monday, there will be some weeks, of course, weekends we get slow in the summertime, like a lot of comedy does.
Interesting. Right.
We don't do a lot of fundraisers around Thanksgiving, Christmas, because people don't have the money, right?
Yeah, that's
so, so Facebook, Funny for Funds, TikTok, Funny for Funds, Instagram, Funny for Funds. So they're there.
So it's all under the Funny for Funds
yep.
moniker. Okay, good.
Yep. And then now at shows, when we're done, I'm going to be saying to people, hey, listen, before we turn this big check around, help us spread the word. If you have your phone, hold up your phone, go to Instagram, give Funny for Funds a follow, share it with someone that you know that has medical bills, or sports team, hockey,
Do it.
soccer, PTO, PTA. So, I'm on a mission to make it, I'd like to be at 30 million in the next 5 years. And blow right through 20, but
Right.
we got to get the presence
Yeah,
out there.
definitely.
We're doing great now.
Yeah.
Because we've been around 11 years. We lost 2 because the world ended.
Yeah, the whole
So couldn't
COVID
people
thing.
gather. So we've really done 13.5 in 9 years,
Wow.
even though we've been around
Yeah.
11. But for
great.
2 years we sat idle.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, if you're listening this far, click those links, baby.
Yeah, definitely. I think
Give 'em a follow.
Yeah, this is definitely important. Like we want to
Please help a
spread
guy
that word.
trying to learn social media.
Yeah, give him some
I'll
tips
try,
in the
I'll try.
comments.
Yes.
No, definitely.
Give me
we'll
give me
put
some
that in
advice
there.
in the comments.
Yeah.
Be nice, okay?
Yeah, well, they have like those classes at the library, you know.
Oh shit!
What is this you speak of? I'll be at Warwick Public Library tomorrow.
Oh my
yeah,
god!
the older ladies with their glasses, like,
Bring your
this
tennis
is how
balls.
you put enter. Beep.
I can't talk about any technology in the house, man. I'm
Yeah.
one step above an Etch-a-Sketch. I can check my
Yeah.
emails. I can send a picture. I remember just a couple of years ago, I was trying to see something on my phone, and my younger son, he was probably 13, and he's like, Dad, and he just kind of pinched my screen, and it blew up. I was like, oh shit, you can do
What the
that?
hell is that?
Oh my god.
Magic. Yeah.
So, and then of course I felt cool, like going on, like, do you know you can do this with your phone?
Yeah, everyone's
Right?
like, yeah,
So-
dude, where you been?
You're like, hello.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like, I come from the days of photomat. If you're out there, you know what a photomat is.
Yeah,
You
yep.
know, we used to take photos and then drop off our camera at a little hut, all the photomats, and then those photomats became condom huts.
Yeah.
When people started having digital phones, they were like, you know what? We're done.
Yeah.
Too much procreation. Let's.
Yeah.
So they were called condom huts. You could drive up, buy some condoms, and go.
Yeah, that's
Don't ask
funny.
me how I know that.
Yeah,
I got kids. You got
prior
kids.
knowledge.
Yeah.
Photomat, baby.
That's funny. I mean, I think I'm 32 years old, and I not that I hate technology, but I'm not good at computers. I'm not good with the social media stuff as much, and it kind of frustrates me sometimes. So like I'm not, it's just, I guess some people aren't just tech savvy. I'm just not the
I'm
best
lazy
at
with
it.
technology, like social
think-
media.
I think it's funny that he was like, "Oh yeah, this is Bill Simas with Funny for Funds." We maybe should have started with that. And then I
Yeah.
remember when we were sitting here in these 3 seats, we were talking about pizza. I didn't know we were recording.
Yes.
I thought we were just talking about pizza.
Nope.
So that's how we started it.
Yeah.
Rolling
All
start.
right, that's how
Rob
we
does
started
like
it.
like a pre-banter thing, and then goes right into it. Yeah.
That's how you and Murray talked about hot dogs.
Yep,
for 30
Yes.
minutes.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
I should have known.
Yeah.
I should have known.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how we got him.
Bill
We got him. He
Simas,
didn't
Funny
know.
for Funds.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
I get this all the time. Funny for fun? I'm like, no, not fun.
Funny for
friends?
fun.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
I don't need more friends.
Yeah.
No.
Funny for funds. We all need more money. So,
Yeah.
Funny for funds. FUNDS.
So
Also on TikTok and Instagram and
Facebook.
Facebook now.
yeah,
Help me.
I have seen your social media presence a bit more. I've seen like Funny for Funds popping up
Yeah.
on my thing more. Which is good because
That's actually kind of crazy to
posts.
think about. Now that I think about it, how big you guys are, and I don't really, like you said, you started 2 weeks ago.
So we've had old accounts.
Yeah.
And Derek Moore, he did comedy for many years. He's doing a lot of acting now, and but he started some stuff for us.
Yeah.
I think our graphic design guy, Vin Giacavone, who's been helping us for years, did Facebook, and so I had all these people trying to do stuff for me, and then it kind of went by the wayside. So now the last couple of weeks, we've been trying to figure out how do you log in with the old password. We
Yeah.
didn't have
Oh,
nothing.
my God, yeah.
And forget trying to. I said, should we just start over? And then they were like, no, don't start over because then you'll have 2 of them. And I'm like, I said, listen, I'm going to go teach a CPR class.
I'm gonna
You
come
figure
back.
that out and whatever.
Yeah.
And
You know
I said, if we can't get it done, we've come this far without it. We'll.
I like to see. I could imagine hearing your company on like the radio, like Cars for Kids,
Cars,
Funnies
yeah.
for Fun.
Yeah.
So,
Funny
like,
for Fun.
should have a little jingle. That'd
Yeah,
be cool.
we have a jingle that I send out to prospective clients
Oh, nice,
or
okay.
leads that we get. It's a 90-second commercial.
Oh, sick.
And
All right,
it's
there you go.
I basically our Nashville, Tennessee branch. Chris Munholland, he's killing it in Nashville. He just won an award for the best entertaining fundraiser of the year of 2025. But he's a professional country musician. Plays all over Nashville. Has been playing for many, many years.
Yeah.
His wife now, or his girlfriend then, was in my CPR class. And I knew her just from teaching CPRs. And she was battling cancer. And they wanted to do a fundraise for her.
Yeah.
And we had just started Funny for Fun. So he called me with that. I don't even know him then. He just, hello, Bill Simas there. Had that twang, right?
Yeah,
From
yeah,
Nashville,
yeah.
Tennessee. And I remember something like, I said, this is Bill. And he's like, hey, Bubba, what's going on? I'm like, he's fucking called me Bubba.
Yeah.
Right?
Do I know you?
Straight out of Tennessee, baby.
Yeah.
And he's like, my girlfriend Sherelle we're doing a Funny for Fun show for her. Real excited about it. Can't wait to come up there. And I was like, man, this guy is straight out of like the movies with that accent.
Yeah.
He's like, do you mind? He goes, do you play music like an hour before the show? I said, we do. He's like, I'm gonna be up there. Her family's gonna be there. We're hoping to raise around 10 grand. Can I just bring my acoustic guitar and do what I do down here in Nashville and play? And I'm a country music nut. I love all music, but I love Nashville. I said, yeah. You can play. I'll plug into my Bose system. Well, he played. He goes, one little caveat. At the last song is my girlfriend's favorite song, and it's Faithfully by Journey.
Yep.
He's like, I like
Sure.
to play that, and then halfway through, I'm going to stop, get on one knee. I'd like to ask her to marry her on your stage in her
wow.
benefit night for raising money for her cancer.
Holy crap.
I said, well, if you do that, I'm
Wow.
going to grab my videographer and photographer, see if they'll come and donate their time. So we captured all of it.
Oh my God.
Package that whole experience, turn around a big check for her. She's now cancer-free.
Yeah.
8 years later, they
good
got
to
a
hear.
beautiful daughter. They're
Yes.
married now. He called us about 2022, 3, right when COVID was ending, and he said, "There's nothing down here like what I witnessed and felt in the room that night.
Wow.
He goes, I can
That's-
strum to my heart's content, but I want to impact people more than just strumming. Can I be a part of Funny for Fun? So he bought into the company.
Wow.
And so he's running a branch down there.
That's
He
incredible.
wrote our jingle. I'll share
Huh.
it with you.
Yeah,
he
that's
wrote
cool.
our jingle, and I told him what I wanted in the song. And now think about this. This little Portuguese dude from Oakland Beach who created this company with Mike and then ended up taking it over with my wife. It started out of my pickup truck. When we first started doing shows, everything had to fit right in the pickup truck, or I had to bring it out and it was like Jenga. Then we went to trailers, and trailers went on to branches and franchises, basically. And he's like, hey, I'm going to give this to my friends in Nashville and work on it. He goes, I'm going to go meet with this gentleman right now. And he called me and he said, listen, the producer said, because I'm involved with the company, that normally it's this much money to put this song together, but he's just going to help me with it on a day off next weekend. And he's like, by the way, this producer wrote and produced #1 songs for Toby Keith, Alan Jackson, and there was one other one. But I remember thinking, I was telling Mike, I'm like, this jingle from a Oakland Beach to a little truck to one show, our first show, to 2 shows, to 50 shows, to 100 now, they're almost 3,000 shows, that these people who were associated with these country legends helped write our jingle. It's like, it's just weird how it all, from a show that we did at the Warwick Nights of Columbus for a girl battling cancer whose boyfriend at the time was a country music singer, and now we have Nashville, now we have Dallas branch.
That's incredible.
So it's just been a blessing all around.
That is amazing. It's amazing how it started here in Rhode Island, you know?
Yeah.
And like if you go to Tennessee and you see it, you're like, or out wherever it is out down south, you're like, you know, like in a way it's like, wow, like those guys, like I know those guys, and to see it spread out so big, I mean, I don't know. I think it's incredible. I've been following you and Funny for Fun not since I met Kyle, I don't know for a long time, but since I started seeing Kyle's comedy.
Yep.
And I've been following you guys since, and I really do admire the hell out of you guys. I
Yeah.
think it's incredible. And it's kind of inspirational to me. Listen to you, you know, what you're talking about. It really resonates with me and what me and Robert are trying to do. We're like, just like spread the kindness and just being good natured to people. And that's what we did. That's why I wanted to do that coat drive that I did. And I asked Brett, I said, do you think it's going to be okay with like Bill Simas? Because I know he does a fundraiser, and I want to make sure I don't look. It's not like I don't want to step on any toes. He's like, no, I talked to him. It's all good. Like you're doing like items, all this stuff, but like it's inspired me, and I think that's great. I don't give a shit about the money at the end of the day. I just want to.
I gave you clothes.
Yeah, exactly.
I said, listen, if I can help, I commented. I said, good luck. And listen, this past weekend, Wicked Funny Productions I saw on Facebook, raised $5,000.
Yeah.
I think it was for like the Autism Project of Rhode Island or something.
Yeah.
And
nice.
people ask me, it's like, oh, John Perrotta does fundraisers. Like, are you upset? No, we ain't getting all the fundraisers. And who would I be if I saw fellow comedians doing a fundraiser and I'm like, screw them or F them? It's like, they just raised $5,000.
Yeah, they just
for
did
somebody.
something great.
That is unbelievable. Listen, no matter what you hear in this beautiful comedy world, from anybody, about anybody, a rising tide lifts all ships.
Yep.
This comedy scene has to come together. We don't need to all hang out and break bread together, but if there's any divisiveness, it hurts Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Because people come in from out of state, from New York and Boston.
Yeah,
and
they want to do comedy.
they'd be like,
yeah.
"What?"
I was just at a New York show with Matt Vita and Nikki at the Kismet. So they made the trek, and now they love it. I mean, Matt's going to come back, I think. Comes back every year now.
We
so.
have to support each other.
Yeah,
We've got Matt
exactly.
Rife in Rhode Island now.
Yeah.
That might lead to a few other big, like we
Yeah.
have to be able to, like Comedy Connection. I think they bought a theater or something, and it's a
Who
theater
did?
that they bought.
Who bought it?
The owners of the Comedy
It's not
Connection.
is it Uptown Theater?
Oh, I had no idea.
Shoot. But then now they have a theater. Good.
Yeah.
It's the more we have quality comedy. And people in Rhode Island are going to see a poster and be like, hey, let's go to this comedy show. I
Yeah,
saw a great
exactly.
comedy show here. Let's go to this one. So if we're all being professional, if we're all uplifting each other, if we're all bringing quality laughter, and everyone kind of does something different. I
Yeah.
specialize in fundraising. John does some fundraisers, but he specializes in the dinner shows.
He does.
Him and Mike
Yeah.
Cronin, Steve DiNuccio, all these other, and then Rock and Joe Hebert and all these other people that do shows with them, they have their niche.
Yeah.
I have my niche. Brian Bowden and the Comedy Connection have their niches. But guess what? There's 1,000,000+ people in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
All of us can be successful.
Yeah.
I don't know why it ever has to be any sort of animosity. It's
Yeah.
just, it's beyond me.
Exactly. Yeah.
I keep my mouth shut and I just focus on funny for funds.
Yeah, that's all you can do. Whenever I think the littlest thing, the little guy. I don't want to say the little guy, but that guy that like even me, like we're just starting out, and like even a fist bump to someone. Hey man, that was a great set fist bump. Lights people up, and like to me that goes a long way. A fist bump to me, I love that. You know what I mean? But I've noticed some people in the scene that just well, as soon as they're done with their set, they leave or they walk out. Or hey man, how's it going? They could care less. And man, I just learned to not take that to heart. Like that's fine. We can just we'll just we won't really be buddies, but we'll just how's it going? That's cool. But you got other people that just you want to gravitate towards that are really good natured, and
You'll feel it when you're next to him in the room.
yeah. So
feel it,
yeah,
right?
but overall, Rhode Island comedy scene, from what I've seen, it's pretty good.
I think it's great. I think it's
It's only getting better. It's only growing.
Yeah.
Like
I
you said,
I wasn't
especially.
around with Periwinkles and like I hear
Oh,
John
shoot,
tell
yeah.
stories and I'm like, man, I wish I would have been
Yeah,
able to.
he talks about
Just
Periwinkles
once
a lot.
being Periwinkles and
Yeah.
because he was back there with Charlie Hall, Mary Ellen Rinaldi, Rock and Joe, Parada, Eddie
Yep.
Galvin, Frank. Shoot, I'm trying to think
Yeah, I'll
of
say it.
different names, but and when you look at the Rhode Island Comedy Hall of Fame or those people or just people that have been a Comedy Connection forever, they came from those places, and I don't remember them. I came in right after that.
Yeah.
No Periwinkles, even the Comedy Connection. When I did it, it was before the new owners took over. I think it was Bill Blooming-Wright had owned it, and he owned the one in Boston as well.
Yeah.
But it was a short time. There was like 1 year that I did open mics, and then ended up leaving.
Yeah.
After my divorce, I left comedy for like
Yeah.
5. And when I came back, I was doing fundraisers, and I ended up landing a show at Foxwoods.
Yeah.
So I just never went back to that crowd, and that's why I don't hang with anybody really from that crowd. I have my own crew. They have their crew. You guys are building your own crew, but all the crews can
Come together.
deliver comedy, and it's fine.
Yeah, it's all good as long as you can pop in. Hey, how's it going? Like, you guys might. It's like your old friends. You don't see that much. You know what I mean? You come together every once in a while, so that's important. But yeah, definitely. It's cool. I know, kind of going on, but the one I wanted to bring up is it's cool that we did the Lang show at Langsville Rum at the Nelson. And because my friend's parents run it a little bit, and they gave us an opportunity to go do a show there. And people still ask me about that. People still talk about it. I had a comic on Saturday. Oh, that show was actually really good. You guys gonna do that one again? And I'd love to get in there again, but it was just amazing to me that was our first production. Even Mike Murray was like, I went there. You guys had the lights right. The sound was perfect. You had a set list. You had a host. He's like, I was like, oh my god, these you guys are doing it for years, but it was like your first show, and it was a really good turnout. So part of me is like, you know what? Hey, let's just fucking leave it at that. But at the same time, I'm like, no, like I get hungry. Like I want to do more of that, So, but yeah, but
Is that the room on Elmwood Ave, the bowling?
Yeah, it's on Niantic.
yeah.
Oh, Niantic, off
yeah.
Route 10.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we
Is
had-
it in
we
the
had
back
Mike
bar?
headline.
So yeah, it's kind of like
It's
an
its own thing
extension.
almost.
Yeah, like if you go in and then you go all the way down to the left to the end of the
Yep.
of the bowling alley,
Yep.
it's a little room.
They call it
up in the
something,
back.
right?
Yeah, they call it the Nelson.
The Nelson. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think I did a show there years ago.
yeah,
It was one and done. It was just somebody was having a function there.
yeah. I think Mike Murray said he worked there before. I know they might do like private functions, but it was really cool that we got to do
I
like
think it
a
was someone's birthday
whole
party.
show.
It was me, Mike, Brad.
Yep. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a nice,
Yeah.
that's a nice room too.
Yeah.
Should do a quarterly thing. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
I've
one
been-
year you do the coat drive, 1 year you do Langs, 1 year you do like a canned good thing. And
Well, we're definitely doing. I'm
whatever.
definitely planning to do more
Yeah.
more fundraisers under Roy Brothers Comedy. I want items that I can donate, like food or clothing. I was even thinking maybe like I don't know if it women would be
the
weird
food
about it,
bank
but
is
like
on Niantic too.
well, like I could do like hire a bunch of female comedians and they can donate like women's products and donate them to a shelter or something like that.
Yeah.
But
I'll bring some
That's a
tunes.
good idea.
yeah, there you go. Any way I can I can outreach. But yeah, so I've been kind of going on a bit, but I wanted to really just compass you do the funny for funds, all coming together. We got a good history of how you all started and all that stuff. So
Yeah, Murray and I met in a men's room at North Kingstown Country Club.
Yeah.
I was golfing,
Nice.
and he was doing the raffles and doing a little bit of comedy.
yeah,
And we had known each other, but
Yeah.
you know, I was in Warwick. He was all the way in Johnston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Typical Rhode Island, right?
Oh, yeah,
And I had Wild Bill's Comedy for a Cause, and
Yeah.
he for maybe 6 months, and he had Funny for Funds for about 6 months, and we had heard of each other. I do clean and adult, he does clean and adult, but we had just never really worked together at that point. So after the 18 holes, I went to go take a leak, and as I'm coming out of the men's room, he's walking in, and he's like, "Hey," I'm like, "What are you doing here? Are you golfing?" And he's like, "No, I'm doing the raffles." And I said, "Oh, all right." And he was like, "Hey, I got a bone to pick with you." I said, "Hit me." I said, "Right here in the men's room. Let's do it." And he's like, you know, "You've never booked me." And I said, "Well, you got a phone. You never booked me."
Yeah.
It was done jovially. It was done
Right,
jovially.
yeah.
And I said, "Yeah, man, let's get you on a show." I said, "I'd love to have you." And he's like, "Seriously, I have a question for you. I have an idea, and I think you're the one that I want to talk to now." Because he had talked to some other people about Funny for Funds, and they weren't, I don't know if they weren't interested or timing for people.
Yeah.
But we ended up having a show where one of my comedians, and it's funny how things work out. The following week, one of my comedians had a mini seizure. She was fine, but I was like, "Let me call Mike, have him hop on the show." And it was at the Warwick Knights of Columbus, right here on Sandy Lane.
Oh,
Warwick,
we'll
right?
be there in April.
And across the street is that Picasso's Pizza.
It is.
Yeah,
I love that place.
Yep. We're doing it. We are back to pizza
Hey,
again.
yeah.
Full
Hey,
circle, baby.
speaking of Little League games and going
It's
off
a
pizza,
callback.
we used to go there after basketball practice.
See?
Remember that? Yeah.
So
Long time ago. Wow.
he comes to that show and he's like, "Before we leave,
Yeah.
I have to talk to you about something." Well, the show gets over, we pack up, and he's like, "Let's go across the street." So we go to Picasso's Pub, and he had all the paperwork. He had the logo, Funny for Funds, just like it is today.
Yeah.
And he's like, "You have a big following, or growing one. It's bigger now, but then he's like, and I'm doing really well. If we combine, and this was the exact terminology. He said, if we combine forces, I think we could create a monster." And then 11 years later, we have a monster, right? It's
Yeah, you do.
so
That's crazy.
I got
I
rid
love
of, and I was glad too, because I was never in love with the whole Wild Bill. I was a country dude, right?
Yeah, yeah,
I used to
yeah.
have cowboy boots and my college shirts, and I say yeehaw, and I'm like, I'm in the north. Who the hell fucking says yeehaw?
Alligator skin boots.
Yeah, but I was
awesome.
a southerner trapped in a northern's body, right?
Gotcha.
I still am.
Yeah.
Right? You see a girl in cowgirl boots and the days
Yeah.
that, I grew up with Dukes of Hazzard, man.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Slide across the hood.
The
of my
eyes
Dodge
come out of
Ram.
the head like the
Right,
freaking
it's
Wile E.
like-
Coyote.
Me and Daisy had many nights together.
That's great.
And, but yeah, and then, so I said, well, the hell, I don't want Wild, but I said, let's use Funny for Funds.
Yeah.
And the funny thing was the guy that created the logo, it was a Miami Dolphins fan.
Yeah,
That's
he
why
was
the,
saying
did
that,
he
yeah.
say that?
Yeah.
That's why the colors are. So of course, you know, the Patriots go on this 20-year run up. We're like, shit, we
Yeah.
did it, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it stands out. I love the colors, and
Yeah.
and here we are. And Mike, he wanted to do
great.
some other things, and my wife and I run the company now. But he is still one of my best friends on the planet.
Yep.
He's always doing shows for us. He's still marketing. He's still booking shows.
Yeah, I
It's
see.
like
He's
he never
very
left.
active. Yeah, I'm like, because I remember he was like, oh, pretty much like, Bill runs it, and I'm like, are you sure you guys both don't run it? Because I see him doing he's always out there hustling, which is
Well, a little
great.
fun fact, Facebook world out there. Mike Murray is a social media whore.
Yeah.
he
Yes, he is.
Cannot. I'm going to tell you a story. I don't even know if Mike Murray's wife knows this story.
Yeah.
So they went away to Florida for their anniversary.
Yep.
And I would always tell him, "You're on social media too much. You're
Yeah.
on."
Yeah.
So I went to the bank, and because I knew my money was safe with this bet.
Yeah, yeah.
And he used to. We had offices in my house before I got engaged, and I was living alone. My
Yep.
kids had their room. I had extra rooms. So I had my Funny for Funds office, and Mike had his. He was at my house every morning, 7:30. Coffee, let's go. And we'd be on the phone,
awesome.
marketing. I mean, it was almost 7 days a week for
Wow.
6-7 years to get
Yeah.
where we were. And but he, I forget what I was just going to say. Oh, so he was at my house. And he was getting ready to leave for his anniversary. They were going to Florida. He's like, "Bill, we're going to have beautiful dinners on the water, balcony in the hotel." And I was like, all right, I'll be right back. So I go to the bank. I went up to the teller. I said, "Give me 10 of the crispest, newest $100 bills you have.
Yeah.
I want to smell them when you hand them to me."
Yeah.
I said, put them in the envelope. I took it home and I laid $1,000 on the dining room table. And I said, Mr. Murray, come out of the office.
Yeah.
So he comes out. What's up? I said, what do we have here? And he's like, oh, shit. Like the Murray. And he's like, $1,000, right? He's like, what's this for? And I said, if you can go on the trip with your wife and not do one social media post, that $1,000 is yours when you come back. It'll pay for a lot of your trip.
Holy shit.
The next morning, they were leaving.
Yeah.
He's like, on the plane to Florida.
Oh.
These are the sandals in our room. This is the balcony. This is us at dinner on the. And I'm like, what a dumb motherfucker. Come on, Murray. Come on, Murray. So
That's
I
awesome.
I took the dollars, the $100, $1,000, and I just put them right back in my pocket and deposited. I'm like, he's a social media whore. He's a whore. I love when he'll post looking for harmonica lessons, right?
Yeah.
He's,
Or his Bumblebee outfit like
his
this.
Bumblebee outfit.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. So,
we
Kathy,
love-
if
we
you
love
heard
Mike.
that story, I'm sorry. You almost were $1,000 richer.
Yep.
But
Dang it.
social media whore.
Yeah,
But,
we
That's
love Mike
awesome.
Murray. You know,
Yes.
he's great, even though he can't stop posting on social media. But hey, I can't either. So here we are. But yeah, that's funny, man. I mean,
we had
so-
such good times in that office. Oh, my God.
Yeah. So it came,
And then I ruined it and got engaged and married.
and now the kids are in the offices.
I don't know.
Oh, right. Now my daughters have the old room.
Yeah.
Stepdaughters. It's
Yeah,
like,
right. Well, so really, what it comes down to, hard work, you know, networking, and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and you know, loving what you do at the end of the day. You gotta love it to want to have all, you know, that commitment. So
passion. Passion trumps everything.
I think it's amazing.
I think so.
I don't care what you're doing. If you love constellations, right? Take it to another. Find a reason to make an impact.
How does it
And
work?
that's what we're gonna look into do, you know, and
If you guys are having fun with comedy,
Yeah, big time.
you'll never work an evening in your life. Just
Yep.
go have fun with it.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
have fun.
that's what
there's
we're
been a
doing.
million times that I wanted to quit Funny for Funds.
yeah,
I just can't.
yeah,
And that's not a like it's always, you know, a pain in the ass or tough, or there's just things of running a company that big that people don't know about until you run a company.
yeah,
that big.
behind the closed
Yeah.
doors.
I
The
imagine.
phone calls and the emails and the follow-ups and the money and the
Yeah.
you know, we meet with everybody, we go over the gameplay, right? So it's exhausting. It's 7 days a week, but every time that little thought comes into my mind, it's like, and every entrepreneur will do that, right?
Yeah.
Right? It's like, but you just get off the mat. Get off
Yep.
the mat. We
do it.
got a job to do. We got to make
Yep.
people laugh, and we got to.
Yep.
There's someone out there that's battling a medical condition that's
Yeah.
gonna need us
Yep.
someday, right?
Yep.
So
Right.
yeah, it's been a great run. It's been a great journey. We're not stopping. If anything, I feel like me and Bethany have Funny for Funds in a position to grow bigger, because Mike
nice.
wasn't good at technology. I'm not good at technology, but my wife is.
Yeah.
So now we have somebody. She runs the office full time. She's there 7 days a week.
Wow.
I retired her from her day job about 4 years ago to run Funny for Funds full time.
Wow.
So and when
Nice.
we did that, then we started like, oh, Nashville. We have another branch in Connecticut coming,
Very nice.
and looking at New Jersey by the end of the year.
So I think with your social media, you're gonna
Oh,
definitely
well,
expand. You know,
tenfold.
you're gonna spend.
If I learn how to
tenfold.
use it, I think we could be.
Yeah, you'll be all right. You'll be. I'll help share it too. I'll help spread the
sky's
word.
the limit. I mean, think of all the. I don't know if you can. Can you? I don't know if you could do this, but all the clips you could have for.
So now what I've been told to do is I just bring the Apple phone or whatever iPhone.
Yeah.
Like we're doing right
And
now.
I do
That's
like
what we're
little
recording on,
clips,
so-
and then I Google
that's what I mean.
Drive it to. See, I'm trying to.
Yeah,
learn
yeah.
the word. Google Drive to my.
Yep,
Shit,
Google
even
Drive.
funny moments at your shows, you have all these chapters. To
Right.
send, hey, send us a clip that we can use, and you
Yep.
can market that way too. Sky's the limit
Yep.
with that stuff. So I think you guys
gonna
will
get better at
for
it.
sure grow.
And Rob, you're gonna put all that stuff. He's gonna put all the stuff in
Yeah,
the video.
so everything's clickable. All the links,
comments.
guys. Link, give them a follow. It's an incredible
I'm gonna ask my
organization.
wife for the correct stuff though, and then I'll text it to
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Send it over
Yeah,
to me.
you got a few weeks until this comes out anyway.
Yeah,
so-
Rob's got a bunch of episodes
Yeah.
to edit. So yeah, get that to me whenever you can.
And then,
Bill,
you
we'll
know,
put that in.
yeah, so I'm going to put the little teaser in the beginning. Oh, we were supposed to talk about Funny for Funds the whole time. Then we'll talk about pizza. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah.
This is going to be a great episode for everyone to watch.
Yeah, we've been going on for almost an hour and a half. So
Whoa,
yeah,
nice.
Rob's phone's probably
Time
gonna
flies.
overheat. So guys, check out Bill. Check out. We're gonna have all the links down
Yep,
there.
Funny for Funds.
You know, I hope you guys listen to this whole episode. Very inspirational. Very good stuff.
Yes.
Had some good laughs. So Bill, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it, of
Laughing
And
course.
everybody.
going
Yeah.
to play the jingle on our way out because I think we're going to get the jingle from
I
you.
will get you the jingle.
I don't
Yeah,
know what
there
it
you go,
sounds
that
like,
works.
but we are listening to it now. I bet you it's awesome.
Hey, Bubba.
Yeah,
Then we're going to fade out on that.
Hey, Bubba, listen.
God bless everybody.
Take care. Thanks.
money for them all. We're the ones who can get it done. We're funny for funds. Money for sports teams, dance teams, and medical too. Throwing comedy shows to help raise the loot. Others have done it, come on, let's go. We just want to know, when is your show? We're the ones who can get it done. Funny for funds. Yeah, we're the ones who can get it done. We're funny for funds. We don't book shows, we book moments. Visit funnyforfunds.com to book yours.